Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about a man. A real man doesn't open up to just anybody. A man can talk all day, laugh, joke, and have fun with many people. But when it comes to sharing the things that truly matter to him, his fears, his struggles, his dreams, that's a different story. When a man shares those things with you, that means something. You see, men are often taught from a young age to be strong, to hide emotions, to handle problems on their own. So when a man decides to let you see what's really going on inside, his heart and mind, that's not a small thing. That's trust, that's respect, and that's a sign that you hold a special place in his life. Sometimes a man will tell you about his past, the mistakes he made, the pain he went through, or the challenges that shaped him. He's not telling you that just to talk. He's letting you see parts of his life that most people never get to see. When a man feels safe enough to reveal that side of himself, it means he believes you won't judge him. He believes you'll understand him. Another thing a man might share with you is his dreams. A man's dreams are very personal. Maybe he talks about the business he wants to build, the life he wants to create, or the goals he wants to reach. When he shares those dreams with you, he's not just talking, he's inviting you into his future. He's letting you see the vision he has for his life, and that's powerful. A man may also share his fears. Now let me tell you something. Most men don't talk about their fears easily. Society tells men they have to be tough all the time. But when a man sits down with you and tells you what worries him, what keeps him up at night, or what he's afraid of losing, that's vulnerability. That's vulnerability. And vulnerability only comes when there's deep trust. Sometimes what he shares is his silence. Yes, even that means something. If a man feels comfortable sitting quietly with you, not feeling the need to impress you or prove anything, that's a sign he feels peace around you. Peace is something every man is searching for. So if a man shares his truth with you, his dreams, his fears, his struggles, his real thoughts, don't take it lightly. That means he sees you differently. That means you are not just another person in his life. You are someone he trusts with parts of himself that he protects from the rest of the world. One of the clearest signs that a man truly values you is when he opens up about his personal struggles. According to ideas often discussed by Steve Harvey, men are not usually raised to talk about their problems openly. From a young age, many men are taught to be tough, to keep their emotions inside, and to handle difficulties on their own. Because of that, when a man decides to share his struggles with you, it means you have reached a very important place in his life. A man can talk about simple things with almost anyone. He can joke with friends, talk about sports, work, or daily life without thinking too much about it. But when the conversation turns toward the challenges he faces, the pressure he feels, or the problems he's dealing with inside, that is a completely different level of communication. Those kinds of conversations require trust, and trust is not something a man gives easily. When a man tells you about the struggles he's facing, he is allowing you to see the side of him that the world rarely gets to see. Maybe he talks about financial pressure, family responsibilities, past mistakes, or moments where he doubted himself. These are things that many men keep hidden because they don't want to appear weak or vulnerable. So when he decides to tell you these things, it means he believes you will understand him rather than judge him. This type of honesty is a powerful sign of emotional connection. It shows that he feels safe around you. Safety in a relationship doesn't only mean physical safety. It also means emotional safety. A man needs to feel that the person he opens up to will respect his feelings and protect his confidence. If he believes that you will listen without criticizing him or using his weaknesses against him later, he becomes more willing to open his heart. Another important part of this is the way he shares these struggles. Sometimes it might come out slowly. He may not tell you everything all at once. Instead, he might reveal small pieces of his story over time. One day he might mention a challenge at work. Another day he might talk about something difficult from his past. Each time he shares something personal, he is testing the level of trust between you. If you respond with understanding, patience, and support, that trust continues to grow. When a man feels supported during difficult moments, the bond between you becomes much stronger. He begins to associate you with comfort and understanding. Instead of feeling like he has to fight every battle alone, he starts to see you as someone who stands beside him. That feeling can make a relationship much deeper and more meaningful. It is also important to understand that when a man shares his struggles, he is not always asking for solutions. Sometimes he simply wants someone to listen. Many people make the mistake of immediately trying to fix the problem, but often what matters most is showing empathy, listening carefully, acknowledging his feelings, and reminding him that you believe in him can have a powerful impact. Respecting his vulnerability is essential. If a man opens up and later feels that his honesty was ignored, mocked, or used against him, he will likely close himself off again. But when his honesty is met with kindness and respect, he becomes more comfortable sharing even deeper parts of himself. In many ways, a man revealing his struggles is a quiet but powerful message. It says that he trusts you, that he values your presence in his life, and that he believes you are someone who truly understands him. When that kind of trust exists, it becomes the foundation for a stronger and more meaningful relationship. When a man shares his dreams and future plans with you, it often means you hold a meaningful place in his life. This idea is often discussed by Steve Harvey when he talks about how men think about relationships and commitment. A man's dreams are not just random thoughts. They represent his vision for his life, the goals he wants to achieve, and the direction he hopes his future will take. Because of that, men usually guard these dreams carefully and only reveal them to people they truly trust. Many men spend a lot of time thinking about what they want to accomplish. It could be building a successful career, starting a business, creating financial stability, supporting their family, or becoming the kind of man they admire. These ambitions are deeply personal because they reflect their identity and sense of purpose. When a man talks openly about these dreams with you, he is not simply making conversation. He is allowing you to see the direction his life is moving toward. For many men, sharing their dreams also means they value your opinion. They want to know what you think about their ideas and whether you believe in their potential. Encouragement from someone they respect can be very powerful. When a man feels that you support his vision and believe in his abilities, it motivates him to push even harder toward his goals. Your support can become a source of cold and fodiness during times when he might otherwise doubt himself. Another important aspect is that when a man talks about his future, he is often revealing whether he sees you as part of that future. Sometimes it might be subtle. He might say things like, "One day I want to build a home like this," or "I want to travel to these places," or "I want to create a life where the people I love are secure and happy." When these conversations happen repeatedly and naturally include you, it often shows that he imagines you beside him as those dreams unfold. Dreams are also connected to vulnerability. Many people fear that if they talk too openly about their ambitions, others might laugh at them or doubt them. Because of that fear, some men keep their dreams private. They may worry that sharing them could make them look unrealistic or overly ambitious. When a man chooses to speak about these hopes with you, it shows that he feels safe enough to reveal what truly motivates him. How you respond when he shares these dreams matters a lot. If you listen carefully, show genuine interest, and offer encouragement, it strengthens the emotional bond between you. Even small responses like asking thoughtful questions or expressing belief in his abilities can mean a lot. It tells him that you are not only listening, but also respecting what matters most to him. On the other hand, dismissing or criticizing those dreams can damage that trust. If a man feels that the person he opened up to does not take his goals seriously, he may stop sharing those deeper thoughts in the future. Support does not mean agreeing with everything or pretending every idea is perfect, but it does mean recognizing the courage it takes to reveal those ambitions. Over time, these conversations about the future can create a deeper sense of partnership. When two people talk openly about their goals, values, and hopes, then I begin to understand whether their paths align. A man who consistently shares his dreams with you is often showing that he values your presence in his life journey. In the end, a man revealing his dreams is more than just talking about the future. It is a sign of trust, respect, and emotional connection. It means he believes you are someone who understands him, someone who supports his growth, and someone who might stand beside him as he works to turn those dreams into reality. When a man opens up about his past pain, it often shows a deep level of trust and emotional connection. Many relationship discussions, including those often shared by Steve Harvey, explain that men rarely speak openly about the hurt they have experienced in life. Society often teaches men to hide their pain, to stay strong, and to keep moving forward without showing vulnerability. Because of this, when a man chooses to share painful memories from his past, it usually means he believes you are someone who will understand him rather than judge him. Every person carries experiences from the past that have shaped who they are today. For men, these experiences might include difficult childhood memories, family struggles, financial hardships, heartbreak from previous relationships, or moments when they felt they failed. These memories can leave emotional marks that stay with them for years. However, many men keep these feelings hidden because they do not want to appear weak or overly emotional in front of others. When a man begins to talk about these experiences with you, it means he is letting down the emotional walls he has built around himself. Those walls are often there to protect him from being hurt again. Opening up about painful memories requires courage because it means revisiting moments that may still be sensitive. By sharing these parts of his life, he is trusting that you will handle his story with care and respect. Sometimes this sharing happens slowly. A man might not sit down and tell you everything at once. Instead, he may reveal small pieces of his past over time. One day he might mention a difficult relationship that left him heartbroken. Another day, he might talk about a time when he struggled to find direction in life. Each time he shares something like this, he is giving you a deeper understanding of who he really is and what he has been through. Understanding a man's past pain can also help explain certain behaviors or reactions he may have in the present.
For example, someone who has been deeply hurt in a previous relationship may be more cautious when it comes to trust.
Someone who faced financial struggles growing up might be very focused on stability and success. When a man shares these stories, he is not only telling you about his past, he is helping you understand the experiences that shaped his personality and perspective. Your reaction when he shares these memories is extremely important. Listening with empathy and patience can strengthen the bond between you. Instead of interrupting or trying to quickly change the subject, allowing him the space to express himself shows respect for his feelings. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply listen and acknowledge what he went through. It is also important not to use that information against him in the future. When someone opens up about painful experiences, they are placing a great deal of trust in the person listening. If that trust is broken, it can cause them to close off emotionally again. But when their honesty is met with kindness and understanding, it encourages deeper communication and emotional safety in the relationship. Sharing past pain can also be a step toward healing. Talking about difficult experiences allows people to process emotions that they have kept inside for years. When a man feels heard and supported, it can help him move forward with greater confidence and emotional balance. In many ways, a man revealing his past pain is a quiet but powerful signal. It shows that he trusts you enough to see the parts of his story that most people never hear. It means he values your understanding and feels safe being his true self around you. That kind of openness creates a deeper connection and forms a strong foundation for a meaningful relationship built on trust and empathy. When a man talks about his fears, it reveals a side of him that few people get to see. Many people, including Steve Harvey, often emphasize that men are conditioned to hide vulnerability. Society tells men that showing fear is a sign of weakness and that they must always appear strong, confident, and in control. Because of this, when a man opens up about the things that scare him, it's a powerful signal that he trusts you deeply and considers you someone special in his life. Fear is personal and often deeply rooted in past experiences. A man might be afraid of failing, losing someone he loves, being judged, or not living up to expectations, either his own or those of others. Many of these fears are not obvious on the surface. A man may seem confident and composed, but underneath, he may be wrestling with worries that he rarely shares with anyone. Choosing to reveal these fears means he feels safe with you, believing that you will not ridicule or dismiss his feelings. Opening up about fear requires vulnerability. Unlike casual conversation, discussing what scares someone involves exposing a sensitive, unguarded part of their mind. For a man, this can be challenging because he has likely spent years building walls to protect himself from emotional pain. By sharing these insecurities, he is essentially saying, I trust you with my inner world. This act of trust demonstrates that he sees you as a safe space, someone who won't take advantage of his vulnerabilities. There are different ways a man might share his fears. Sometimes he might be direct, clearly stating what worries him most. Other times, he might reveal fears indirectly through stories, examples, or reflections on past experiences. For instance, he could talk about a failed project at work, a difficult past relationship, or challenges he faced growing up. Each story offers insight into what weighs on his mind and why certain things are meaningful to him. Your response to his fears is crucial. Listening without judgment, offering support, and validating his feelings can strengthen the bond between you. Many men fear that others will see their fears as a flaw, so when you respond with patience and understanding, it reinforces the trust he has placed in you. Even simple words like, "I understand why that scares you," or "I'm here for you," can have a profound impact. It shows that he doesn't have to face his fears alone and that you respect his honesty. Another important point is that sharing fears can lead to deeper emotional intimacy. When a man talks about what scares him, he is inviting you into a part of his life that is usually private. This is not just a casual disclosure. It is a significant step in building a meaningful connection. Over time, these conversations create a sense of closeness as he begins to see you as someone who truly understands him beyond surface level interactions. It's also essential to recognize that fears are not just negative. They are part of what makes a person human. They reveal his values, priorities, and what he cares about most. For example, a man who fears losing his loved ones demonstrates the depth of his emotional commitment. A man who fears failure shows that he strives for excellence and takes responsibility seriously. By acknowledging and respecting these fears, you gain insight into his character and what motivates him in life. Finally, when a man shares his fears, it shows that he is willing to be vulnerable with you long term. This openness often strengthens emotional trust, making the relationship more resilient. It indicates that he values your presence in his life and sees you as someone with whom he can share both challenges and triumphs. In short, fear sharing is a window into his soul, a sign that you are special, trusted, and essential to his emotional world.